Hello, Sarah. Thank you very much for joining me today to talk about social media and how to make an impact on social media or how you use social media to make an impact. Let's start with a short, maybe personal introduction of yourself.
Hi, Kel. So I'm Sarah. I'm founder of Go Forest and co-founder of Go Ocean. We're active in nature restoration in Belgium, but also in the south. And we try to find a lot of companies that finance our project. And we work with technology to be very transparent. So you can follow up on all our impact via satellite imagery and impact data.
That's super cool. So the talk of today is mainly about social media. I'm going to start with how important is social media for your different brands?
Well, I think it's super important. And I think LinkedIn is one of the most important channels we use because there we are in direct contact with companies and with really nice people. But next to that, we use TikTok, we use Instagram, Facebook. We are everywhere because I believe in multitasking.
And do you think that out of those channels, there is one channel that's like has the best results?
LinkedIn. Yeah. For us, because we're a B2B organization, LinkedIn works best for us. Yeah, for sure. No doubt.
Across all the brands?
Yeah, we tried advertising on LinkedIn, but that didn't work very well. I must say that the cost is quite high for the return. But if you really have nice content and it can grow organically, I think LinkedIn for B2B contact is really one of the best channels.
Yeah, yeah. I am stick with you there. And for you personally, do you have a favorite channel?
Well, for me personally, when I'm in the sofa in the evening, I'm scrolling on Instagram, but I really love the content on LinkedIn because you will learn things. And from my personal point of view, I sometimes share very personal posts on LinkedIn. I don't do it on a daily basis, so I'm not really worried about the algorithm because then I'm scared that I will lose quality. But I post from time to time a very personal message and it helps. And people really love the fact that I'm honest. And I think that honest content is really the future because also with ChatGPT, you can directly see if it's personally written or automatically written.
True. Now that you mentioned this, do you like use AI for some content creation or for some writing?
Yeah, I used AI a lot for proposals where I don't like to make presentation because I have to do it all the time for companies. And I'm really like a people person. I love to have meetings, meet new people to work on our marketing. But when I have to make presentations, proposals, then I use AI.
Okay, so for the kind of like
The
boring,
things I don't like,
yeah, not for social media.
we sometimes use it at Go Forest when we try to just have some more background information about some topics. But I think you can immediately see when there's ChatGPT in the text. So we really use it to focus on, on certain topics, but we really try to write the text ourselves or really make it more personal. Because
Mm.
I think when you use ChatGPT, it's very recognizable. Like you really see immediately on LinkedIn when it's ChatGPT.
Yeah, true. So Tibo from Planet B told me that he kind of like instructs his colleagues or the people he works with to not use ChatGPT. Do you have any of those like policies or instructions?
Well, I think when we have to search for really easy things, we use Ecosia because when you use Ecosia, trees are being planted, so it's really nice. And so I would say it's a very good alternative to Google. But when it's really like a complicated task, then I would say we can use ChatGPT because the more we are time efficient, the more we can make an impact. Of course, ChatGPT has an impact on the environment, but if we use it consciously and we only use it for like very difficult tasks and like the easy ones we use Ecosia for, I think it's okay. It's not forbidden because we're a small team and we really have to be focused on time efficiency as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was maybe a bit wrong. Like he does not say they can't use it, but he means like they should not use it to write things. Like
That I totally,
I think in the end we use it for a lot of like writing. And if you
yeah.
come back to the people that make stupid images that they're never going to look at again, the impact is probably much lower.
Exactly, exactly. And the more we can make proposals with the help of AI, it's good for us because then we can make more proposals and that means more trees or more coral reef restoration. So for us, it's really about also time.
Of course. Moving back to social media a little bit, what are from your point of view, the pros and the cons of social media?
I think that really important messages get lost in all the content there is on a daily basis. I think the war is really like a very serious topic. Climate change is a serious topic. There are a lot of serious topics, and they are just appearing between fashion trends and a divorce between two celebrities. And I think that this is really a problem that there's so much input that we get lost sometimes and that we lose what is really important. Also, a trap is that we compare ourselves too much with other people and with the successes of other people, while behind the scenes, things are never perfect. Everyone is suffering from time to time. And I think social media really shows the perfect life. So if you look at social media, you would say, is that person traveling again? How do they earn so much money? What is happening? And you start comparing, and I think for a lot of people, it's very stressy to compare yourself all the time and to always watch the perfect lives on Instagram. So I think there's a really huge backside. I think the positive side is that you can reach a lot of people with very limited budgets. So if you have an important message, it can be spread over the world in just minutes. So that's a big advantage.
Yeah. Do you have any examples of where your message like reached many people organically?
Two times a year we try to do something and we call it viral, but every time we say let's do something viral, it doesn't go viral. That's the fun thing. Things that go viral are unexpected. Like it, wow, how did we do that? One of the things that really had a lot of reach is a movie we made with a Belgian actor, where it was a hidden camera. We did a whole campaign at the seaside where he actually, with makeup, changed himself, and he was actually, really asking people for money to support the ocean. And that went really like crazy on TikTok, because it was really funny and they all recognized him. But this is an example of something where we invested in. And I think it's nice when you just don't pay for something, you just invent really nice content and then you have a big reach. I must say, some of my LinkedIn posts really have a big reach, and it's because it goes organically. And I think the advantage with LinkedIn is also that it's being spread during several days. I see posts of people like from 2 weeks ago, and I think this is really an advantage of LinkedIn.
Yeah, true. And I actually noticed that it happens more often in the past few months. Like you see content from 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and it has such a long life. First of all.
Yeah,
Well,
so that's good. It's worth the effort.
exactly. But I often think about some social media campaigns or social media posts. If I spend 3 hours on this, and then maybe it's going to get 10 likes if I share it tomorrow. And sometimes it stops me from creating something. Do you ever experience something like this?
Well, when I post something, it's quite honest. It's about, for example, the bank loan I almost didn't get for my house. And then I'm sometimes stressed out when I post it because I think, oh my God, people will have bad feedback and I don't dare to look. And I think these are the best posts. The posts where you say, oh my God, what will they say? Or how will they react? I think these are the best ones. And also the out of the box one. Like a few weeks ago, someone posted, I don't like David Attenborough. And I was like, how can you not like David Attenborough? But then it was how much he loved him. But the
Mhm.
first sentence really has to attract attention. And then you start reading the post, but I think you're scrolling and you're only like there for seconds. And the first sentence is, I think, the most important one.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much content, like you said, and you really have to convince with that image, with the video, with the first sentence. You have to draw people in. Is there anything that you would change if you could change anything about social media?
Yeah, maybe scale of importance. What I said earlier about like really important things versus less important things. But then via a rating system, I don't know. But some things deserve more attention.
Yeah. Isn't it because the things that you mentioned, climate change, the war, those are kind of like little negative things, right? And people
Yeah.
with on social media, they want to see the positive things. They want to dream, maybe they want to see the success stories. And I'm very skeptic of those myself. And I always wonder, like, how can people see through this? Like, it's so fake and they don't realize it, but maybe they like to fool themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. I get it. People are really looking for the good thing to also, yeah, compare themselves with. But I believe that it's a strong platform to reach a lot of people, even when it's a bad message, because the world has a lot of challenges today. Um, I don't think I would change the fact that people can just be free with their opinions. Like freedom is really important. Um, I don't know what I would change in the first place, but I think I would rather change the behavior of people that are always on the phone. The problem is not always social media itself, but our behavior of scrolling all the time and losing so many minutes that could have been so much more soul food instead. And if you look at younger people, they are on their phones the whole time. It's really sad to see because there's so much out there. And then the beauty of nature, we sometimes forget it because we're on our phone. And the fun thing is, we're sometimes on our phone to look at beautiful nature pics. But nature is sometimes in front of us.
Any other advice for those young people, maybe young people that also want to start some sort of impact brand, they want to use social media? What would you tell them?
To not be afraid of criticism because gray mice, no one is looking at it. But I think you have to be someone and to dare to be someone. And people are always attacking other people, like the keyboard warriors. There will always be something that they can say. So don't hold back because they will say something. They can always say something. So I would say be your unique self and inspire others and be different than everyone else because there are so many things so average these days. Dare to stand out and use the platforms to do that.
Mhm. Yeah, because even if someone like if you get the attention from the key like board warriors, someone cared. Like, maybe not in a good way, but someone cared, and it's much better than not reaching anyone else.
Yeah, true that, true that.
Anything else that you want to share about social media?
Yeah, I would say use it for the right purpose and use it to grow your business when you're doing something impactful. Use it to show who you are, to inspire others to do the same. Just use it for the good cause, I would say.
Okay, where can people find out more about you and your companies?
So I would just stay with the website www.goforest.be, and we also have the goocean.be website. And you can find myself on LinkedIn and Instagram, and it's Sarah Panon in French.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for your time, for all the information that you shared.
Thank you so much, Kiel.